Hello everyone, welcome back to Argsy Farms, here for another month of work on the Oaks multiplayer server. We are into April and we got our fields planted last time, we've got our field planted last time, and everything is all good to go, but we've already been up and had a look at it, and it is covered in weeds. Well, when I say covered in weeds, it has some weeds over it, which we are going to have to get the weeder out of the shed. It's in there, over there somewhere, and go and get those pulled out. But first things first, we're actually going to go up and fertilise that field. We obviously didn't do it with the planter. The planter didn't have fertilising as an option. So we've gone and got the spreader there on the back of the tractor, and we're actually going to go up to the workshop. We don't have one here on the farm, but we're going to go and get some narrow care tyres put on this so we do the least amount of damage we possibly can. So we make sure we maximise the yield on our crops. So that's the plan. Now, if you've kept your eyes open and you're eagle-eyed, you would have noticed our money is at $363,000. So we've taken out a $200,000 loan. We've got it on a 5-year term, currently at 1% interest. So we're going to have regular repayments on that. But we're going to go down, and on our way to our current field, we're actually going to go and purchase a new field. So I'm quite excited. We've been planning this for a wee while. And I know which field it's going to be and everything like that. So let's go and buy that. It does need some fertilizer as well. So that's the reason that we're going to do that today, so that we can make the most of having the fertilizer spreader here on the back of the tractor and go and do everything all at once. Certainly try and be as efficient as we can. Anyhow, let's head on down this way, down at the garage down here at the gas station. On the right they have a workshop where we can go and get the tyres changed over, get some new rubber, new rims and everything like that put on the tractor, and we'll be down to the field. So just up here on our right, this is the gas station. Now if we head on in here, pretty sure the workshop building is out the back, so we don't need any diesel at the moment. We're looking pretty good, and we do have our own diesel we can get back at the yard. But let's head on over, we'll go and have a look into the shed. I think we can open the doors, get access to it, go in and do what we need to do. But let's go and investigate a little bit, have a little bit of an explore. In fact, it's like the gate's already open, or door's already open over on this side, so let's just go straight in this bay and see if we can get ourselves sorted out. There's the trigger over there for the workshop, so hopefully if we park there, be able to get those tyres changed. Let's go and have a look. There you go. Yes, we can hop in here. So I think if we just have a look under Michelin, go backwards. Nope, no options there. I do know that there is an option for narrow tyres on this because I've already checked once. I'm going through there, not under Continental. Under miters, the Vertestein. No, it's going to make a liar of me. Not Noken, it's probably Trelleborg, right back at the start, where we didn't go to. There we go, narrow tyres. So, I think that's going to be a perfect fit for our tractor, $1,000, so not a huge expense. Tempted, while we're here, to put the GPS on, but for $15,000, I think, for the amount of work we do with this, which requires GPS, I think we can do without for now. So, let's go through, we'll customise that. Accept the $1,000 and we'll go and have a look. There we go, nice narrow tyres, so that should work pretty well in our fields and in the crops. Of course we'll put the bigger tyres back on it once we have the front loader and everything back on, because you certainly wouldn't want to be loading bales or doing anything like that with these narrows. So it's good to have that option now on the tractor. Let's jump back in here and we'll head on back over to the field and go make a start on spreading some fertiliser. But we'll actually stop at the field we're going to buy on our way there, and we'll take care of that because we need to organise the precision farming, get some crop sampling done on that as well. Alright, so we're just coming up on our field here on the left, just past this entrance. Well, this is our entrance, but the field we're going to buy is actually this one right next to us in here. So we'll just pull in, park up there, and we're going to jump over the hedge and go and have a look. Now the field entrance for this one, sneak through there. Field entrance for this one is up there on the far corner, so not quite next to us, which would have been nice, but pretty accessible all the same. You can see we're inheriting a crop of canola, current expected yield of 64%, potential 100. I'll go through the reasons very quickly why we're going to buy this field, but obviously we're inheriting it with it in the condition it is, so the canola might not have the best shot possible because it hasn't have the right pH level, or we haven't got the soils data or anything like that, and probably needs some ploughing compared to the field next door. But we've got a crop in and we're going to make the most of that. We haven't had to plant it, haven't had to do anything to it. We will get in and put some fertilizer on it once we're done next door, so hence the reason tackling both at the same time. So anyhow, let's go and get this bought and have a look at it. So we go field number 35, and one of the reasons, it's not bad. It's got 104% yield potential, so it's higher than average. When you start looking around the map at some of the other fields close in size, 530,000 to buy that field. It's quite a bit bigger. 29 at the top there, 424. So this is probably the most affordable field for us, close to our operation. There's our furthest field away, number 97. So kind of to be staying in this sort of sector, in this area here, there's not too many other options for us to buy that are in our affordability range. So let's jump in, we'll hit buy on that. Oh, there we go, we've expanded. Now, the next thing we want to do is come in here, and we want to try and get the precision farming data purchased for it. So once again, and have a look on the precision farming menu, should be able to pop in here, and field 35 with the option on that again. Purchase the soil information, so another 10 grand there, 40 samples will be taken, get that bought, and that'll give us a little bit more knowledge on what we need to do with the fertilizer and everything like that. And there we go, that's come through very quickly. So you can see there, this nice band of loam soil through there, with darker silty clay, but not bad. Should put us in good stead to make a bit more money. The $200,000 loan, the reason I did it over 5 years was based on getting $40,000 worth of income or profit or crop off field 34, so hopefully we can achieve something similar on this field as well. But now you can see the data there, we're looking pretty bad on the nitrogen and the pH values, but the yield potential is actually 125%. It's showing me down there at the bottom at the moment, so and only 85. So let's see if we can get that boosted up at least by getting that nitrogen application as perfect as we can. But anyhow, let's squeeze back through the hedge. First things first, go and have a look at our wheat, and like I said, we do have some weeds out in here that we need to deal with. Sort of see those just straight ahead, we patch them there. They're a little bit hard to make out, but you can see some down in there, but they are small and we can do it with a weeder, so obviously that is good. We've got a weeder so we can avoid putting any herbicide on there. So that is the other job we're going to try and get done today, or one of the other jobs. We've got a few, there's a bit of a list, but anyhow, first things first, let's go and jump back in the tractor and go and get some fertilizer applied. Alright, so we turned on and we're up and running. Now, obviously one of the things we don't have is GPS on this tractor, as we said, but when we look down there, using the mini-map, you can actually see we're actually going a little bit wide. We're almost spreading some on the field next door. You can see there, we are getting our fertilizer application in here. Everything's turning a nice shade of green, so that is going to go pretty well. Everything's working out. We can use the mini-map to be our guide as our sort of pseudo GPS, I suppose, for want of a better description. And we're not leaving any tyre tracks, so we're not damaging any of the crop by running over it at this growth stage with narrow tyres on, which is perfect. So I think let's just carry on. We'll jump straight into a time lapse. I'm just looking at how quickly we're going through this fertilizer. I thought we might not have too many issues with applying it, but gosh, it's gobbling it. It's almost used 25% already, so we may be running back down to the shed to load up the trailer and bring that down with us, because we're going to go through this pretty quickly by the looks of things. Bit of an expensive exercise. Anyhow, it is what it is. Let's carry on. We'll jump into a little bit of a time lapse and see when we're finished. It's going to be pretty touch and go if we get through the field or not. We had to obviously go back and fill up. We've used all the fertilizer we had back at the yard. I honestly thought when we bought those 4 bags or so, we would have had more than enough. I bought it with the idea that we were going to have to do this field as well, but as it's transpired, just watching the distance we have left in the field and the red disappear and the fertilizer disappear, we're going to be pretty much right on target, using up the last few hundred litres as we get to the bottom of the field here. Look at that. Couldn't have judged that any closer if I tried. 87 litres left. There was a couple of little spots just up here. I'll just try and run along and see if we can spread this last little bit out and get rid of it, because no point having it in there if we're that close to being completely empty. Let's just see if it does as we go over there. It is slowly. Probably not going to use it all up, but at least we're getting those a couple of spots done. There we go, 66 litres left over. So we'll get back out to the field, entrance, and we'll hop out and have a look and see what sort of improvements it has made to our expected yield. Bearing in mind we'll be standing on a slightly different part of the field. We were over on the dark green before. We're over on this lighter green section over here now, and that's because we're on the silty clay, not the loam, which is on the other part. Alright, so there we go. The nitrogen's perfect, and our expected yield is now much closer than what the potential yield was. 83 and 89. In fact, let's just go right over here into the corner where we were on that different soil and see how much of a difference it's made down here. That'll be over it. There you go, 116% versus 125 potential. But that was only, what was that, 85 before? We've boosted that just by doing that fertilizer, boosted that by 30% potential yield. So well worth it. Well worth it. Right, let's go and jump back in the tractor. Next task is to grab the weeder. We'll come back down and tackle the wheat field, get the weeds all dealt with in there, and then we can get all that done. And time is on our side. We've got some mowing to do. We're going to be jumping into the other field and the 2 grass fields and getting some grass mown, getting ready to make some hay as well as some more silage. So see how we go with getting that done. Alright, that's the weeder all hooked up. We've put the fertilizer spreader around the shed. So let's carry on down, head back to the field. Let's see about getting some weeds taken care of. This is going to be a little bit harder without the GPS. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to do this the best way. Might have to make the most use as we can out of the mini-map. Well, not even the mini-map, but the main map, the PDA, and jump back and forth between that. But we should be alright. We should be able to figure it out as we go. So let's head on back down to the field and get things set up down there. Here we are, down in the field. Let's get this all unfolded and see what sort of job it's going to do. Should be alright. I don't see it being any problem. It's good. Quite a good width, isn't it? It's not the biggest weeder there is, but what we're doing, what we're using it for, it is quite a good width. And it is infinitely cheaper than if we were doing this with a sprayer. I'm obviously avoiding putting any herbicide on, but here we go. Done an alright job. We'll jump into the PDA in just a sec. Did that weed disappear? Yes, it did. Noticeable one. Fat leaf, broadleaf weed. Let's just have a look in the PDA and make sure it's all doing what it's meant to be done. There we go, you can see all the patches of weeds throughout, so we've taken that little strip out, so that's all worked. Only a few big patches through there, otherwise it's just these sort of scattered weeds throughout the rest of the field. A few stones in that one we can't see. We'll worry about that at some stage. A few down in our grass field too, I'm aware of those. So anyhow, we're focusing on the weeds. Carry on, that looks like it's all doing its job, so we'll keep this map on the PDA, so if we have to jump back and forth between and see how we're going, we can do that pretty easily. But there we go, I think. Nothing else but to just carry on. It's going to go just perfectly. I'm going to appreciate some GPS though when we jump back into the other track. We'll just do some mowing in a little bit. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll make do with what we've got here and with this setup, but all working perfectly. So we'll carry on, we'll crack into this and catch up with you when we're done. Well, there we go. We've pretty much finished this field. I think we've done a pretty good job considering we had no GPS. I've probably overlapped quite a bit. We probably would have been a bit quicker if we had a tractor with GPS equipped, but we've managed to get, I think, all the weeds. We'll just go around here. I'm not sure if there's any in here, but let's just take a look at the map. I know there's a couple of strips we're going to go and tidy up. We've missed, but otherwise, shouldn't see too many green spots. Have a look. Ones in front of us should disappear. I don't think there's any beneath. So we've got a little bit up here and a little bit over here. So we'll go and see if we can find those. We'll try and find those ones there first and just get rid of them. They won't make a huge difference to the yield of the crops, but it's just my we've got this far with getting everything done. Let's go and see if we can make all the weeds disappear out of the field. So we'll try and line ourselves up somewhere around here. Another look on the map. Look, that was pretty much perfect. I reckon drop that down there, head along this line and see our little arrows in the right direction. That's pretty much perfect. I'll claim that. Right, get this one done, we'll get the other one done, and then we'll be all finished with the narrow tyres, skinny tyres on this tractor. So we'll whip back past the workshop and get the wider tyres put back on, and we'll be finished in these fields until we're ready to harvest them. No more work needed to be done in either of these. The tyres fitted back on the tractor. Just give this a quick wash off before we put it away, and then we'll be pulling out the other Massey and going to hook up to mowers and head on down and get both the grass fields mowed. So we're going to mow one of them, the longer rectangular one, that's going to be hay, and then the smaller triangular one over further away, that's going to be for silage. So we're going to make some hay and put it into storage, hopefully with the intent to get some animals soon. Still on the cards, but we want to make sure we've got all our feed supplies sorted out, and we've also got to make sure we've got enough silage both to use for our feed and also to keep supplying dazed for the year. So that is the plan now. We'll get this backed in here, back where it was, and go and pull out the other tractor and go get things hooked up and underway. Well, it's nice to be in the big tractor again. We've got the mowers on the back, mower on the front, and we're going to head on down and start getting some grass mown. We're going to start off in the field closest to us, the one in here behind these houses. I think that will be a nice one to get started in. Nice and regular shape, nice and rectangular. Easy to set some GPS up and run up and down some lines, which will be nice. And then we'll head over and do the other one. Now, my plan is to hopefully get this all tedded, windrowed, and baled today. That is the plan. We'll see how we go. I don't know if we'll be able to get it all collected and out of the field, but at least if we've got the baling done, bales can sit in the grass and we can get them picked up next month and deal with it then. But let's get up in here, just up here on the left, get things unfolded, and we'll start getting some mowing done. So, all unfolded here, get things turned on, lowered down, and we should be getting underway with getting our grass mowed. There we go. Perfect. Right, looking forward to getting back into this. Like I said, it's going to be a busy month, or it is a busy month, but this is obviously another step in the right direction for us. Getting some grass mowed. Hopefully because we're ahead of the game this month around, we are going to be able to take 3 cuts of grass off the fields, which will be one more than we got last time, which will be good. Which will be good if we can get that done. We can focus on getting our feed supplies and things like that sorted for us this time around, and then next month and the month after that, or next cut and the final cut of the year, they can be more focused on pure silage production that can get sold to dazed or potentially into some of the other sell points. So we'll see how we go with that, but here we are, we're all up and going. I'll use the top edge of the field to set the GPS up on. I think it's a slightly straighter edge than this one down here, and then we'll be into it. And there we go, we've got our GPS, you can see the lines there set up, and we're running along this edge, so things are looking good. So I don't think it's going to take us too long to get through this field. It's not that big, and we can get these big long runs done all in one pass, which is nice. So let's jump into another time lapse. Get this field cut open, get down and get into the other one, and get all this grass mown. There we go, that's both the fields mowed now, so we're all ready to get started with some tedding. We're going to ted the other field, and then this one we just need to windrow. So if we can get back and get the tedder hooked up, we will go and take care of that, turn that other field into hay, and then we can come down and windrow them both up, and that will be ready to get them both baled. So we'll see how we're going. Time's certainly creeping up on me. We've been going for a couple of hours now, and that would be the normal time I'd have for an episode. So we'll keep going. I want to get this done. I don't know if we're going to have any farmhands on the farm at all this week. I did leave a list of tasks that could be done, but so far it's just been us doing it. So I want to carry on. I want to keep going and get this done. So we'll go on about seeing about at least getting tedded and windrowed, maybe even getting the hay baled. We'll see. Back down here, we've got the 5 series on the tedder. I thought the other tractor was probably going to be just a little too big, and even without the GPS, obviously you do get this nice tedded texture. So it's much easier to see where we've been compared to spreading fertilizer or weeding in the fields we were in. So we shouldn't have too many difficulties picking this up, and we're only doing this field as well. So I thought it was worth bringing that down here. We've already hooked the baler up to the back of the other tractor, and we'll use this on the windrower as well. Probably the best suited tractor for the job. So again, to crack into getting this done. Lots of time lapsing and lots of montages today, because we're just getting through a power of work, and we need to get this done so we can make sure that this grass is growing again in the next month, and we're maximising the chance to get the 3 cuts taken off it during the season. So fingers crossed that's all going to work out for us. But we'll jump into it, get this all tedded and ready to be windrowed. That's the field pretty much tedded, all turned into hay, which is fantastic. A little bit harder, so it's still managed to not be in a perfect straight row every time, but it's not too bad. A couple of little lag spikes in there as well, which are added to the fun, but it's what it is. It still doesn't ruin the enjoyment I'm having on this series and on this service, so nothing that I can't look past and put up with. But anyhow, there we go. We are just here getting to the end, so we'll get this all folded up. We'll head back over to the farm, grab the windrower, and then we'll come down and start here, get this field windrowed, and we'll go and get the other one done. And once we've done that, then we'll finally be able to pull the baler out and come and get some hay made, and then get down to the other field and get some silage done as well. We're motoring through it. We are getting these jobs done, which is great. A little bit more of the same. We're down here again. We've got the windrower, getting it unfolded, and we'll get started straight away and getting this all turned into some nice big swaths. We'll go to lower that down. Should be able to pick everything up and get around. Now this is a little bit faster than the tedder, which is nice. Key thing obviously is to make sure we pick up all the hay, get it all put into swaths, and at the same time make sure we make them as straight as possible, so when we come through with the baler it's as easy as possible to get them all picked up. So we'll work our way around the outside of the field, get a couple of headland passes done, and then we'll be all good to get some middle rows done, and we know it, we'll be down in the other field getting that grass windrowed as well. Right, there we go, all finished. Everything windrowed up down here. Again, another good lot of grass silage. Silage bales we'll manage to get out of that one once we get them all wrapped. So, nothing left to do now except but get into the best part of the job, which is running the baler. I do enjoy it, and all the effort we've put into getting to this stage, certainly not going to turn down the opportunity to get in here and get the baling done. So, back to the yard, grab the other tractor, grab the baler, and we'll head on down and get some hay and some silage made. Alright, hay baling time. Moving forward, like I said, getting this set up out and about. I love this baler, fantastic baler, and it looks so good with the two Massey Fergusons, the Massey Ferguson tractor and the Massey Ferguson baler. It's a great looking combo. So let's get on down. We're going to go start in the hay. Looking forward to getting some hay done. We haven't done any hay. We did some for sheep, I lie. So we have done some hay, but we haven't got any for ourselves. And by getting hay, means we're one step closer to getting animals, which is exciting too. It's an exciting development for the farm. On top of getting the new field, we have some hay, so we'll have some animals. So let's get down and get started. To get things unfolded here in the field with the baler. Of course, we don't actually need the wrapper, it's not going to do anything. We're picking up hay, but get that turned on, pick up, lower it down, and we'll move ahead, see what happens. The fill type there was a little bit of grass left in from the last field. It's changed over to hay now and has carried on filling. So let's just have a look. These look like they're going to be a little bit bigger. Are they than our silage bales? The silage bales, of course, are 5,000 litres each. These hay bales will be a little bit bigger. Let's just see. Get to when it gets there. It's projecting 6,500 litres. They are a little bit bigger, which is interesting. I suppose that makes sense. The grass is drier, so it has more capacity to be able to compact it down and have a bit more mass in it. So, that's what it is. There we go, dump that out. Have the tipping wheel on the back there still. It's in a whole section. Right, well I'm going to concentrate here on making sure we pick up every last piece of hay that we can. And we'll get through getting some bales done. So again, sit back, relax, and we'll catch you when we finish this one. That's the first field done. Pretty much all the hay picked up. There's a few pieces here and there. I might go around and pick those up. We'll just have a look and see what we end up with. Look, we're so close to having a full bale. I will see if I can grab some of these bits out of the corner and a few of the other little bits and pieces around about that we missed, just to be able to give ourselves a full bale. So we'll do that, and then we'll be heading down and going to the other field and getting the silage done as well. But that was fun. We will, before we leave, we'll do also a count on how many hay bales we have got off this field too. So let's let me do this, and then we'll have a check on the total numbers. Well, there we go, all done, and look at how close I was to picking up an extra bale, 119 litres short, and I couldn't find it. I've looked everywhere, there's no more grass out there, no more hay out there to pick up, so that's alright, it will convert into a silage bale when we get to the next field and get that picked up. But we've got 27 full bales of hay out there, which is good. Fantastic to see all of those. So we'll get them loaded up at some stage and put away in our shed. But for now, let's carry on. We're going to go and get the other field baled as well. We're verging on 3.5 hours that we've been going here today on the server, but I've been having a lot of fun. Nice to get all these jobs and tasks done and finished off. So might be ending up into be a little bit longer episode, but it is just what it is. We're in a busy time of the year for farmers, and it's a busy time of the year for us. Anyhow, let's carry on. We're going to get this last field baled up. Alright, let's get things started down here in this field. Let's see what happens with this bale. Oh, this actually stays hay, which is good. So we've ended up with 28 bales of hay. I'm assuming because it was so ridiculously close to becoming a hay bale, it didn't default back to what we were picking up, it stayed with that. So you can see now we are picking up some wet grass, and that will become a silage bale once we get it all done. Now, if I remember correctly, 5,000 litres a pop it should be, a little bit smaller. We'll see exactly how many we end up with out of this field. But let's carry on, we'll go through and get these done, and yeah, we get things finished off. Well, there we go, another field done, and we'll have to do a tally up on bales there. We should, on fingers crossed, we're going to get another one. We should get another one out of this last little bit here. Easily, actually. Pop that one off so we have somewhere to eject this one onto. Actually been able to get the bales to all come out in sort of a location where they're a bit closer. We don't have them all spread across the field, so when it comes to loading them, we make things just a little bit easier. But I'm not going to bother racing around this field and picking up all the grass. Technically, it'll still be there once the grass is regrown, and next time we come in here, make some silage, we'll be able to pick it all up then. So we've got only half a bale, so we're not going to be able to get anywhere near an extra one if we do that. So let's just have a quick tally up and see how many bales we've ended up making here in this one. 24 bales by the looks of things from what I've just counted, so it's 120,000 litres of silage, so it's not too bad, really. Too bad. It's another month's worth of bales to take to Dazed. So we will get back down and get those loaded up. Now, just before we go anywhere, I want to hop out and have a quick look. pH value is actually still good. Nitrogen's actually saying it's okay as well. But we're going to get Dazed in. We'll get him to come in and put a little bit of digestate or something on these two fields once we've got the bales moved out of the way. So just to make sure getting as much grass as we can off these when we come to mow them. But that is going to be me for this episode. We are getting near to 4 hours here on the server, so I've had a blast. I've said it a few times while we've been doing this. It's been a lot of fun getting here and just spend some time doing some farming and getting some tasks done here for the betterment of the farm. Next time we'll be back, we'll certainly probably have moved these bales. I'll probably do those at some stage just off and not have it as part of the video, but off screen, and get those sorted out and put into the shed. In fact, we might even see if these ones will ferment and we can deliver them straight to Dazed without having to go back to the yard. Next month, well, we'll be getting some slurry put on. We are going to look at getting some animals. Maybe we'll do that with the hay and that now we've got that. But other than that, it's going to be a little bit of a quiet month again, having had a busy one here getting all this done. So keep an eye out for what comes next. But as always, Hope you've enjoyed seeing what's happened in April here on the Oaks, year number 2. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.